Welcome to Monster Monday. Since it is December, I thought it was fitting to knock out a Christmas monster movie, and that film is Krampus. I went and bought this from Best Buy for $6.99 today just to review this. Now, a lot of my friends are big fans of this film. I saw this opening night in theaters, and I was very underwhelmed. I wanted to rewatch this because friends really enjoyed it. People have been really excited about it for years since I saw it. And Toni Collette is in it, and I have a whole new appreciation for her since Hereditary, so it was just one of those things where it was like, all right, once December hits, I'll rewatch it. Here we are in December, let's talk about it. Upon my rewatch, I definitely enjoyed it much more than I did the first time, but what holds me back from loving this film is what held me back from loving it the first time. I'm sure you can guess what that was, and yes, it might seem a little juvenile, but I do feel it's warranted here. The PG-13 rating hurts this film for me. I want gore. I want mayhem. This film, it's warranted. I feel like this film calls for it. I know that, gore hound that's like, oh God, he just wants everything to be gory and this and that. No, I mean, I wouldn't complain, but there are certain films that need it and there are certain films that don't. And I just feel like this film would be better off with it. Does it absolutely need it? Clearly it doesn't, since so many people love it. But for my enjoyability, it would be better suited to have gore in it, like a decent amount, like an R rating, a hard R rating. This film would be more fun. And any fucking horror fan who likes gore, which is most of them, would agree with me, I would expect. But as I said, I did enjoy it a lot more this time. Let's get into the film itself, though. It starts with this message, and I think the message kind of rings throughout the film. And that is that people have really just lost what the true meaning of Christmas is. It's become all about greed. It's become all about, the pizzazz of it all. Like people running out on Black Friday and, beating each other up to save $1 to buy a bunch of crap. And, them sitting in line miserable, blowing all the money that they don't have. It's an interesting look at how Christmas has become. Of course, there's exceptions to rules. Not everybody's like this, but if you really pay attention, a good majority of people act like this now, and Christmas is kind of hell. People always talk about how much they love the holidays, but look at them during the holidays. They can't fucking stand their relatives that are coming over. They dread when they knock on the door. They go to Black Friday, they go to Christmas shop, they don't have the money, they don't know what to get, they get so wrapped up in all of that shit, they're miserable, all for this 10-minute unwrapping party so that a bunch of people can just look at this stuff. It sounds like I'm being a bah humbug, I'm being Ebenezer Scrooge here. That's not what I'm doing. I'm just trying to say what the film is conveying, and I think they did a really fun job of it. It's not so much down your throat, beating you over the head with it that you're like, okay, I get it, people fucking suck. No, it's done in a comedic way, and it does make you laugh, and it drives its point home enough whilst also being comical. And I thought that the opening of this film was done super well, and I actually missed it in theaters. I was 5 minutes late for whatever reason. I'm never late to movies, but I did miss this Black Friday opening, and I think it sets a very good tone. And if you're paying attention, you know what they're trying to say. You're like, oh, okay, I get where we're going here. The true meaning of Christmas has been lost, which is, kind of the common theme throughout most Christmas movies. Whether it be a Christmas Carol knockoff or Christmas Carol outright, or, every other version of these Christmas stories, it's all about people losing their way, losing what the true meaning of Christmas is. And this film essentially, plays by a lot of the typical Christmas rules. Obviously, spoilers for this. Yes, it does have a grim ending, and it actually kind of gives it away right here on the front cover, huh? but before Krampus is revealed to have them locked in a snow globe and they're kind of stuck in there for eternity, whatnot. It does have that typical ending of like, you got your family back, you got your faith back, you got this, like, and the kid's so overjoyed to get it. He's learned his lesson. He's, you know, Scrooge running down the frickin' thing, telling the kid to buy him the golden goose or whatever, or the big goose, the golden goose, and that fucking like Willy Wonka. Anyway, all right. So I do think it's a cool Christmas movie in that way, and it's because there's no real gore and whatnot. Yes, it's a family event. You can watch this with the family on Christmas. And unless there's like really small kids in the room, it will work. So I guess in that way, it's kind of a cool thing to have to throw on for mom and dad and the kids and all of that. And you can still have a fun time while watching a horror movie. So I guess for that reason, it's cool. Hey, how about give me the PG-13 film for the family and then give me my own little R-rated, X-rated cut where you throw in a ton of fucking gratuitous violence and nudity. Why not? Although, I wouldn't really want to see anyone in this movie nude. Okay, I don't need any nudity. I mean, I guess I'd take a peek at Toni Collette, but outside of that, yeah, oh my god, there's nothing else. And like this movie really feels like Christmas Vacation a lot in its comedy, in its setup with the relatives coming over, kind of like Eddie is, I can't remember the names of anyone in this, but the dude who comes over from fucking Waiting, and Champ from Anchorman, David, I can't remember how the hell to pronounce his last name, but anyway, he's obviously like the Eddie of the movie. And of course, Christmas Vacation is fantastic. I mean, that is one of my favorite Christmas movies of all time. The only thing like coming to mind right now that's even close is the Christmas Vacation. Is Scrooge. Big fucking fan of Bill Murray's Scrooged. I always say it's my favorite Christmas movie, but I don't know. Christmas Vacation's damn close. Those are both fantastic. Oh man, when they're hating on her cooking, that is painful to watch. She goes to such lengths to freaking make all this shit, and then this bitchy ass aunt shows up who clearly everybody hates, and is talking shit about her food. Oh my god, like, I would kill them. I would fucking kill them. The little girls that look like boys. That's pretty funny stuff. And then they got the big fat kid as well. And yeah, the Christmas letter being read at the table about exposing everyone's truth. Although I did like, the aunt has her moments. I think she's pretty funny. In a few scenes, she has some lines that are really good. And the scene where she has the shotgun, I thought was awesome. She's just blowing them away. I thought that was all really cool. The look of Krampus himself, awesome. Just super cool. The FX, the visual effects, and the creature designs in this are excellent. And that's what I'm saying. That's why I want to see this movie done right. I want to see those demonic, evil-ass things mutilating people. Those elves are so freaky looking. The style is excellent. Krampus is great, man. He's so intimidating. His presence, he's larger than life. And he's got this like Santa looking face. And it's like you can tell it looks like a fucking mask that he wears, because the thing is always constantly just smiling but creepily. And then he's got these like freaking General Grievous eyeballs underneath. It's eerie, man. And he's got these big hooves, and he's like running and jumping across rooftops like Batman Begins. He's flying on rooftops. The look of him is, oh my god, amazing. That's like one of the main saving graces of this film, is the creature effects on display. Yes, there's some CGI and whatnot, but I actually don't think that hurts the movie almost at all. The gingerbread men in this very much take me out of it because it reminds me of Shrek. I just keep expecting the thing to be, uh, wearing girls' panties or whatever. Fucking Shrek 2. That movie's hilarious. But yeah, it just kept reminding me of the gingerbread man in Shrek. That's my own fault. It's not the movie's fault. But yeah. And this Krampus chasing the sister across the house and jumping across and then jumping down and the hooves walking and all that. Great stuff, man. Great stuff. That giant Jack in the Box that's having like its fucking Deborah Logan moment where it's like eating the kid and it's got its mouth opened up and it's all unhinged and it's just eating him up like freaking the Freddy thing in Dream Warriors. It's so cool. It's just so damn cool looking. And then this creepy like angel with this mask comes down and attacks Toni Collette, and then you got that awesome bear that's running around and it gets stabbed in the eye and then its face gets blown off by the ant and all. It's great, man. That stuff. This is why I know, why people like it. They probably really enjoy the family humor and they love the creature effects, and that enough right there. I get it. I understand why people really dig this movie. I just see potential for an amazing film. This would be like one of my favorite Christmas fucking horror movies. One of my favorite Christmas movies ever if you just packed on the gore. I know, I'm beating a dead horse with that, but I just want it. I do like how the whole house fucking gets like knocked by something that weighs like 1,000 pounds. The whole house shakes, and then they all agree that it's squirrels. I guess that's just played for laughs, but they're all like, oh yeah, I guess it's just squirrels. What? The fat kid getting yanked up the chimney scene was pretty cool, except for I just kept being like, oh my god, they're just going to get caught on fire, because they were right over the fire and they kept getting dragged across it. And I was just like, oh, just being burned is a terrible thought in my mind. So it was just like cringy every time they kept dragging them over the coals. And as I said, the Santa face, the face of Krampus is so damn creepy. I love it. I love that he's like anti-Claus, the anti-Claus. His design is fan-fucking-tastic. Another one of these scenes, the dad holds them off with a shotgun. Go, I'll hold them off. And then he fires and he fires and fires until he runs out of bullets. And then he just stands there, closes his eyes, and lets them take him. Why? You held him off. You're out of shells. Now run for it. At least fucking try. I don't know. That stuff always drives me crazy. And then, the mom and everyone gets yanked down. And you're like, oh shit. Everyone in this is dying. And yeah, I mean, the creepy snowmen that are outside, and the elves are running behind them, and their eyes are lit up. The visuals are so cool on that. The whole fight inside the house is great, up in the attic and down below, and they're throwing them around, and then they run in, and all the freaking elves are surrounding them, and you get all these close-ups of their masks and their creepy faces. It's just great stuff. Visually, it's stunning. It is a beautiful movie. The Blu-ray is absolutely worth it. It is a gorgeous looking film. Oh my god. You can see all like, what was it, $15 million or something? Like every cent is on that screen. It's so well made. And then the kid wishes, he takes the bell, he throws it in the freaking thing, wishes for his family back. And Krampus comes over and throws him into like a freaking pit of lava with everyone else. And they think they're having their Christmas carols moment. And then we find out, dun dun dun. It's a good ending. It's really grim. I mean, for a PG-13 family-friendly horror movie, Christmas thing, the ending's grim, man. Like, oh no, y'all motherfuckers didn't get away. You're trapped for eternity in Krampus's snow globes. You guys all hate each other, and now you're stuck in a house together for years. I don't know what their, you know, radius would be. How much? I'm guessing they couldn't walk very far. Um, I don't know. I don't know how all that would work. I don't want to sit here and overanalyze it and start talking about, you know, would they die of hunger and all that. No, I suppose not. Maybe they just have to continue to keep living it over and over again. I'm curious on what that kid thought about it being the 25th when he woke up, because this whole thing started like 3 days previously, and then he wakes up and it's Christmas Day. And it's like, well, if none of that happened, then you have 3 days you account for. But of course, we find out they're in a little snow globe anyway, so it doesn't even matter. But before I remembered that, I was like, how is he accounting for the 3 days he's missing from his life? I guess he was just so excited to be back, he didn't even care. I think that's about it. I know that I'm not alone here. I know there's a few people that like Teddy Brown, who wasn't big on this movie, probably for the same reasons I had. But I'm glad I rewatched it. I think it's a fun Christmas movie. And when my kids get a couple years older, I'll probably show it to them, because you could get away. You could get away with showing this to like a 9 or 10-year-old or something. It's really light. It's really, really light. Even though the ending is fairly dark and some of the creatures are scary, I think that's the only reason you'd have to keep it away from really young kids. But overall, yeah, the comedy of the family and all that is well done. The acting is good. The chemistry between all of the people is good. It's a well-made movie. It's a good movie. It very much is. As I said, one last time. Gore, mayhem, chaos. Fucking could be like a 10 out of a 10. But because of that, you know, it brings it down a few points. And it's still a very enjoyable watch, and I'm glad I bought it. Other than that, guys, good night.